I just seen an article that surprised me a little bit. It said that Charlie Sheen's ex-girlfriend, her name is Brooke Mueller, something like that, has been questioned in the death of Matthew Perry. So I think it was a little while ago they already had determined that Matthew Perry had a high level of I forget the name of the actual drug that was in his body that they found. Special K maybe. I'm not sure exactly what the name of the drug is, but ketamine maybe, something, I don't know. But they found a high level of it in his body. And shout out to somebody I see in there. I can't see what you said from here. But now they have questioned Charlie Sheen's ex-girlfriend. Her name is Brooke Mueller. So they said she was in a sober living house when they came with a warrant for questioning, because they've been questioning a lot of people, I guess, in the situation. And she wasn't home at the time or whatever like that. So I guess they said cooperating after the fact. So she had a couple different meetings with law enforcement, a couple different questionings and stuff like that. And they are on her ass about this death of Matthew Perry. And I was just like, wow. It says her and Matthew Perry have met, and it says in rehab, some type of rehab situation or something. But I did a video about the Matthew Perry situation. I did one or two of them, I think, when it first happened. And the whole thing was just real weird, because it looked like somebody killed him. It was like his last post, all the stuff that happened. And then that movie, Leave the World Behind, came out. And it was real weird how they was like referencing referencing friends in that, you know what I'm saying? In that movie, it was all weird. Shout out, I think that's Kyver Knows. Shout out to you. I think the other one was Too Blessed to Be Stressed. Shout out to you too. And that was all real weird, you know what I mean? But this reminds me a little bit of the O.J. Simpson, Nicole Simpson situation, with all that stuff, with the drugs and everything like that. Of how like her and the dude, which they keep label him as her friend. My mind's drawing the blank. The guy that got, the Goldman, I think his name was, that got killed with Nicole Brown Simpson or whatever. But they was part of this Hollywood scene where they was like on drugs. That place that she was working at, that they was going to, the Mezzaluna or whatever it was called, was like a hub for drug dealing. And a lot of people believe that who actually really killed Nicole Brown Simpson was like a cartel or some kind of drug dealers or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of reminds me of that, even though it's different. But just the idea of all these Hollywood people we be thinking are got all this shit together, be some straight hardcore drug addicts. You know what I mean? And in Matthew Perry's case, I think the thing with him is that I think it was under the assumption that he was like sober at the time. So I guess they're trying to figure out how did these drugs get into his system, especially enough to kill him. So that kind of leads one to believe that somebody, you know what I'm saying, intentionally gave him something to kill him. I should have looked at my old videos that I did around that time, because there was like a lot of stuff, all these connections and all this stuff, and you know what I mean, with the Matthew Perry situation. But like I said, the thing that I'm just surprised to actually see this girl, like Charlie Sheen's ex-wife, you know what I mean, like, is now wrapped up into this Matthew Perry death. I just think that's just real weird, real crazy, man. And where has Charlie Sheen been any goddamn way? Where this boy been at? He didn't came out here, was exposed for having HIV, and just disappeared easily. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't see nobody come out saying they think the Joker gave it to him or none of that. It's kind of funny how that whole story just crept off and crept away and kind of pretty much just went away. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's the story. I don't know what they're gonna make out of this. Brooke Mueller. It would be crazy if they say she's the one that gave him the fatal dose, and then maybe it was like some, like I said, a dose that's too high for anybody to be giving somebody, so they say it was intentional, because it'd be like, damn, what is she? And she's a drug addict herself, admittingly. She's in rehab right now, or in a sober living. So when a lot of this weird stuff be going on in Hollywood, when these people be on drugs, it just makes it that much easier for the people that the powers that be or whoever the elites to do creepy stuff with people. Cause you got a drug addict on your hands, it's nothing for you to give a drug addict some work. They'll do any goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? They'll go take some goddamn a VCR out of their mom's house for some drugs. Everybody who's on drugs in Hollywood really becomes like a a missile that they can throw at somebody. You know what I'm saying? A puppet or a missile they can just send at somebody to do whatever they want them to do. You know what I mean? So, but that's about it, man. I want to see if they're going to arrest her, or if they're going to say it's going to go any deeper. Crazy. You would never think how some people be living. Like, even people I have known, drug addicts, and like where I grew up at, a lot of the fiends from that I knew growing up and dealt with, and just in my area, I mean, everybody got the regular neighborhood fiends that are walking up broken, their life's messed up, but there's a lot of people on drugs out here who comes from money, who got money, you know what I'm saying? I knew people with houses and stuff they had. If you didn't know them personally, you wouldn't know that their household is, you know, all messed up, and they got kids who's straight drug addicts and stealing from the parents and raising all kind of hell, and got debt, and got people coming by their house and using their parents' house as basically a place of just like drug dealing. And trust me, it happens a lot more than you think. You ride through a nice rich neighborhood, you look at the houses, the mansions and all this type of stuff, a lot of times they be having kids and family members who be stone cold drug addicts, man. So, but yeah, that's about it with that. That's all I wanted to say. Shout out to everybody that came through. Hit the like button. If you in here now or when you watch it on the playback, hit the goddamn like. And that's about it, man.